Now, much of southern Europe is dealing with a blistering heat wave. Red alerts, which indicate risks even for healthy people, have been issued for 16 cities across Italy for the coming days. They include tourist attractions Rome and Florence. Meanwhile, extreme heat's also affecting the southwest of the US and is set to intensify there over the weekend. Lee Milner takes up the story.
It's hot, very hot, and it's only going to get hotter. As temperatures rise across the world, so do concerns for people's health. In Italy, red alerts have been issued for 16 cities, with temperatures expected to reach 47 degrees Celsius on Tuesday.
You physically suffer from this heat, which also lasts for a long time. It doesn't stop after a few days like it did a few years ago. Now this heat lasts for more than a month. We really feel the effects.
In Athens, Greece's most popular attraction, the Acropolis, is being closed during the hottest hours of the day to protect visitors. But for some, the heat won't stop them.
The heat, it's hard, but we're going to push through it and, don't know if we'll ever be back, so we have to take advantage of the day.
Meanwhile, Greek medics have been busy working alongside the Red Cross.
We're here again to give people water and also to give leaflets concerning the high temperature period here in Greece.
In Croatia, this man lost his home to wildfires which have swept along the west coast.
How big is that? You can see it over the fence.
Over in Spain, this family were lucky.
The field next to us is just completely burnt. There's a few bits of grass just here and there towards the edges that have been able to survive, but the vast majority of it is just black and ashes. Luckily, both ourselves and the neighbour that we were helping were able to sort of save our gardens, just working as a collective.
But it's not just Europe feeling the heat. Across the United States, temperatures are breaking record highs that have stood for decades. In El Paso, Texas, temperatures soared to above 37 degrees for 27 consecutive days, overtaking a record set in 1994. Experts say June was the hottest month on record globally, and we can only expect more hot weather to come over the next coming days. Lee Milner, BBC News.
Staying with the extreme weather, at least 22 people have died after heavy rain caused floods and landslides in South Korea. Officials said the casualties had mostly been buried by landslides or fallen into a flooded reservoir. A further 14 people are missing and thousands have been ordered to evacuate their homes. The country's at the peak of its summer monsoon season.
Good evening. Southern Europe is braced for more record-breaking temperatures this weekend as a heatwave there intensifies. 16 cities in Italy are under red alerts for extreme heat, including Rome, Florence and Bologna. In Greece, it's reached 40 degrees Celsius, forcing the authorities to close the Acropolis in Athens for a second day. Meanwhile, in Spain, wildfires have broken out in the tinder-dry conditions, and there are fears more could be sparked across the continent. Neil Connery reports.
On the Canary island of La Palma, wildfires are ripping through a forest, forcing the evacuation of 500 people. Drought conditions in the heat are helping to spread the flames. More than 140 hectares have been destroyed so far, along with 11 homes. Italy is facing extreme heat, with temperatures threatening to break records. Red alerts have been issued in 16 cities. People are being advised to avoid direct sunlight between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Temperatures are forecast to rise to 43 degrees Celsius in Rome and up to 47 in Sardinia. Greece has hit over 40 degrees Celsius again today. The Acropolis has been closed during the hottest hours to protect visitors. Some needed help as the sweltering heat did its worst.
It is really hot, but we came prepared. We have water, we have some ventilators, so we made ourselves to the heat, and I think it's always an amazing experience to be here.
In Turkey, authorities have been battling a series of wildfires amid rising temperatures in Muğla province next to the Aegean Sea. One village was evacuated as efforts to fight the fires continue.
you get what's called a heat dome, which means it sits there like we've got over the Mediterranean at this moment in time in North Africa, and it sits there and it doesn't go anywhere fast. It doesn't get interrupted very easily. And so these temperatures start to move upwards commensurately day by day and until you reach the peaks that we're seeing.
The heat wave is creeping up into the Czech Republic, with temperatures reaching 37 degrees Celsius. Scientists say climate change means we're going to see more extreme heat events like Europe is now suffering. Neil Connery, ITV News.
Meanwhile, back here, we've seen some wild weather, including strong winds and sudden downpours. Many events were cancelled today, including the Summer Streets Festival in Sunderland, the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and queuing for on-the-day tickets to Wimbledon was not allowed. A wind warning remains in place for the south of England and Wales until midnight. And finally, a plot reminiscent of one of Agatha Christie's novels has played out at the writer's former home in Devon. A large tree fell and blocked the only road to and from Greenway House, trapping dozens of visitors at the National Trust property for 7 hours yesterday. Social media users were quick to spot the possibilities, suggesting the trapped guests stay together and account for any candlesticks that could be used as weapons. But fortunately, there was no mystery for Poirot or Miss Marple to solve, and everyone left safely.
Strong winds have been causing problems across London today. All 8 royal parks in London shut their playgrounds in a bid to keep visitors safe. The ticket queue at Wimbledon had to close early for the day due to a weather warning. And a little more seriously, scaffolding was pulled away from a building and fell onto a vehicle in Dalston Lane in East London. The road is currently closed while the London Fire Brigade make the area safe.